The Curtain Call, our podcast all about theater. From the page to the stage, from the players to the playhouses, we bring you the stories of the people who bring you the stories that you see live on stage. We're here to promote our culture. We're here to promote live theater. We're here to bring you information about theater all across the United States of America, and especially here in Detroit, but internationally as well. And with that, we're happy to welcome with us today a playwright who participates in and is a part of the International Black Theater Festival held every 2 years in Durham and Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm sorry about that. So welcome, Renee, to Curtain Call, our podcast all about theater.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
We're happy to have you, and we're so interested in finding out about your career in theater, your experiences in theater, as well as the International Black Theater Festival, as well as the North Carolina Black Repertory Theater, which we know you are a part of. So with that, please let us know, and we're with our co-host today, Miss Stacy Barrett, her first show as our co-host. And just for your information, Miss Barrett is an alumni of North Carolina A&T.
Aggie Fry, Renee.
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, and I'm out of curiosity, before we get into this whole theater thing, I noticed your email address is Renee Nix 1908 at gmail.com. I don't know if you wanted everybody to hear that on air. I was just wondering. I've just wondered if there was any significance to the 1908.
Yes.
So, are you Alpha Phi?
I went in North Carolina after.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
30 years ago, I played the same chapter that my mother did in 1950, and my sister did in 1990.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, Stacy is
Well, yes. Hello, Soror. Yes, I am 30 years ago in Alpha Rho at A&T. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay.
Now we got that out of
It
the
is
way.
an Aggie takeover today on
Aggie
Curtain Call
takeover.
here with Renee Nixon from Durham, North Carolina. That's how John P. Key says it, Durham, North Carolina. So
That's how you supposed to say it.
that's right.
Durham.
Durham.
Yeah, keep that in
Say it
mind.
right.
Okay. So, Miss Nixon, Renee,
Yes.
how did you get into theater? When did you know? What was it that said, I can do this, that I could be a playwright? Or did you start as an actress?
Oh no. Well, okay. Kind of as an actress in high school. I did some acting in school plays, and I wrote a couple of plays in high school. And then after that, like I write on and off. I was a writer, but in college I took a screenwriting class and wrote a play that went really well. After that, it was fun to see what happened next. And then a coworker of mine said that he wanted to do a radio soap opera. Want to bring it back. And he called me in the morning at like 10 and suggested that. By the time he got to work at 2:30, I had like 5 episodes written. And he was,
Oh my God.
He was like, I got. And so yeah, and then we actually put it on the air. It was actually on radio, and people were into it. And I submitted that to the Black Theater Festival in 2001, and that was my first time going.
Okay. You said that was a black soap opera?
Yep. It was a radio soap opera.
Oh, radio soap opera.
Nice.
Yep.
Throwback.
It was called As the Sauce Burns.
As what?
As the Sauce burns.
As the sauce
burns. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And so that led you into being a writer.
Well, I was always a writer.
Okay.
But that led me into actually letting people hear my work.
Okay. So you do poetry as well?
I have. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, at what point did you become a part of the North Carolina Black Rep, or was there opportunities that you had in theater before you became a part of that?
Well, I'm not really part of the North Carolina Black Rep, but part of the now International Black Theater Festival. So when I submitted my play in 2001, I went and I got experience, and it was the craziest experience starting to meet a good friend there. And then for every year, I would play, and then friend LaShawn, we ended up with the Reader's Theater Desk, and with Carlin Thompson Jr. And we started helping out with them, and started working more behind the scenes. And Garland Senior passed away. We more helped take over, and just run from there.
Okay, so you are part of the Reader's Desk as well.
Yes.
You were submitting
Yes.
your works annually, biannually,
Yep.
to be considered for the festival. Okay.
Yep. So my place, because any playwright should always have their play read. So you write it, but you need to hear it and know what it sounds like.
Mhm.
Not just yourself, also for the audience.
Right.
Because it might make sense in your head, but if it don't make sense to the audience,
Right.
there's a
right.
problem.
Right. As a playwright myself, I'm always interested in hearing what I've written from the mouths of the actors sitting around the table, so that we'll know and see the responses of the people in the room as they're listening. That gives you some indication of how well what you've written comes across to the audience.
Right. Yeah, because they get that joke, or if they were moved, by what happened and everything.
Okay. Our volume's a little low. Can
I'm
hardly hear
sorry.
you.
No, you're fine. We just have to figure it
We
out.
just need to turn up
It's
the
a tech
volume a
thing,
little bit.
and it's cutting in and out. So
Yeah. So we're just gonna keep right at it here. So, which was how many of your plays has been accepted?
I think my current total is like 11. Yeah, every year since 2001.
Okay, how many?
Like 11.
11. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, that's being prolific there. 11 since 2001. That's a good 20 years.
yeah,
20 years of work there. And I'm sure they've been well received by the audiences at the festivals.
Yeah, actually they have. A majority of mine have standing room only, which is really good.
Oh,
And
great.
partly because I know how to promote my stuff.
Yeah, that's important, knowing how to promote yourself.
To promote my stuff, so I did what they call workers at a reading of that play, and I walked around with a bridal veil on my head, and
it's getting
and
clearer.
everything. So people stopped me, and everything be like, oh, congratulations! I was like, oh, I'm not getting married, but I have a play, and I give up fire.
Self
oh,
promotion.
that's good. So I want to
yeah.
ask you, Renee, for the average play goer, they don't know the process. They just know they buy their ticket, they come to the theater, they sit in the seat, and they enjoy. So could you walk us through your process as a playwright? Like in STEM, we have the trying to understand process, kind of like the scientific process. What is that process like for a playwright from brainchild idea to full on production with standing room only?
Okay. So it's really about once you get your idea and writing it. And depending on the author on how you do it. You can just write just a simple story and not put dialogue in it. Then go back into the dialogue. Or you're inspired to start with dialogue. Play I just did recently called Deal With It. I don't know where the idea came from. I started writing. To be honest with you, next thing I had the and I'm not sure how it happened, but it did. But from there, I did a reading of it. I did 2 readings of it. Make sure everything connected and everything flows the way it's supposed to. And then I figured out how to stage it. Because like another play that I wrote called Wedding Day Work. The way I wrote it, the 5-year-old little girl. And it was 7 monologues. So for a 5-year-old, is a lot like how. So I had to figure out how to do it. So what I did was I when I did the play, I shot the wedding scene that the 5-year-old was talking about. And you saw it on the screen. Heard her talk about it, and then you saw a teenage version of her. And she said it was 10 years later. So people understood that this was the same girl. She had grown up 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just a matter of you have to really sit down, think about what you're writing, and where you are. Because if you are on the basic level, you can't go so big. Like you're not gonna be able to have explosion on the street. You're not gonna be able to do like they do, just rip off a dress or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to figure out how to do things and make it simpler to better. A lot of times that's
Absolutely. When I write, I try to write my plays as single set environments. So once I put up a set, I don't have to worry about changing it, that sort of thing.
Right.
And making sure also that when I go from one scene to the next, have my rising action and building the plots and that sort of thing, that I don't have a scene following a scene where the characters have to have a costume change. And so those kind of basic little fundamentals in writing where you don't put yourself in a bind where you've got people coming in behind you, where you have to go out, change clothes, take 5 minutes to change and get back on set for the next scene. So those are simple things we have to keep in mind as playwrights as well.
We appreciate that too.
Ask her if she has a device. Show us it's doing a loop back.
Okay, do you have a device on that's
Like, are you watching the show? It's doing like if you're on Zoom and you're on 2 devices and it starts to do feedback. Are you on 2 devices over there, Renee?
Can you hear us?
Well, we still are curtain call.
And we are still here and we're still talking about playwriting.
Yes, indeed.
And so I'm going to pick up where she left off right now, just so we can keep this flowing. As a playwright myself, I try to write to different themes, different slice of life, situations that may arise in relationships or in familiar situations or community situations or academic or workplace in the situations. So all theater pretty much is about relationships, and you try to write to things that you think will interest an audience. And as I had said earlier, I try to write to as simple as possible, single set environments, so I don't have to worry about changing. Take into consideration costuming and entrances and exits, as well as maintaining the cohesiveness of the story. So there's a structure. If anybody knows about playwriting, of course, you've got your exposition, and that's just basically where you expose your characters to the audience and what their characters are, what the plots are, and the subplots. Okay, and we can't hear you and we can't see you. Got to figure out what's happening with our connection, Renee. And we had asked earlier, did you have two devices on at the same time? Did you accidentally disconnect a device? We still have Renee
Nixon.
on. She can hear us, but she can't see us, and we're having try to figure out how to get her back on screen here, so that we all can see her. And she's going to log off and log back on, and hopefully restore that connection. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue, since we are talking with a playwright, and who's had 11 of her works accepted by the International Black Film Festival, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a biannual festival of theater, for black theater, that occurs in North Carolina, Durham, and Raleigh, Durham, Winston-Salem area. And they have classic black theater, new playwrights, as well as other forms of entertainment like dance and poetry and art, culture, all going on over a 6-day period at the end of July going into August every 2 years. And if you're in that area and you're watching this show, you definitely want to, because they will be back with the International Black Theater Festival this summer, 2026, in North Carolina. And I understand, I haven't had the pleasure of going yet, but I understand it's a magnificent, awesome experience to be there. I just was looking at some video from the last one that they held in 2024, and saw some clips of Clifton Davis being there. And of course, we know now he's starring in the new black soap opera Beyond the Gates. And we just know that there's so much talent, and a lot of that talent is showing up at that festival. And I'm sure there's so many artists and writers and performers who go through there and come out and do great things. And I think it's a tribute to their success that well-known playwrights and actors and performers participate in that every year. I'm going to submit a play.
Oh, are you?
I've got the deadline is end of this month, so I better get busy.
Let's get on it.
Yeah.
Chop, chop.
Renee, are you still there?
Don't have a visual.
Yeah,
Sounds
still
like we
have a
might have
visual.
some audio.
Um,
So what are you submitting then?
I
Robert?
probably will submit Grandma Rogers' Neighborhood,
Oh,
since
yes.
it's ready to go.
Yeah, that's
I
smart.
am considered.
Are you going to revise it any to make it more with the times, or
I think I probably will not.
leave it as is?
I'll leave it as it is. I may attempt to change Grandma's timeline
Okay.
to update it to 2025, so that the timeline goes back to something reasonable. I think it's important, and it's interesting you ask that, because
Have you submitted anything to an Black?
Yeah, no, I haven't. Not
National
as of
Black
yet,
Theater
but I'm going to submit Grandma Rogers' Neighborhood. I was just watching, um, and the reason I say I'm going to have to update the timeline on that is because when we originally did Grandma Rogers, for the timeline that existed, her going back to the early 60s made sense in terms of her moving into the neighborhood that she
right.
lived in
Yeah.
for over 50 years. So I'm going to have to up that timeline to
Right.
maybe the mid 70s, late 70s, early 80s, which still works.
Yeah.
The reason I said that, I don't want to cast any dispersion or anything, but I've been watching Beyond the Gates.
Yes.
And I noticed that the matriarch and patriarch of the family were active in the civil rights movement.
Right.
And if you think
But it
about the
doesn't
actual
make
civil
sense.
rights movement, they would have to be close to 100 years old,
Exactly.
late 90s, to have been that active in that movement. Now, not to say that the civil rights movement didn't carry on into the 70s and 80s, because it did, because we got Reverend the Reverend. You know what I'm
Jesse
talking
Jackson.
not Jesse. The one's on MSNBC.
Oh.
Al Sharpton.
Al Sharpton. So we know that the civil rights movement has always been ongoing.
Right.
But from the way they do their storyline, it sounds like they were active in the actual civil rights movement.
Yeah, that doesn't fit.
With their age would not
Yeah.
would not fit the timeline that they have. So these kind of things, as a writer, you have to keep in mind. As a writer and a director.
Yes.
Speaking of that, and let me just say this right quick. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV Curtain Call, streaming to you on YouTube. So we ask you that you will, if you're watching, give us a thumbs up. Let us know you're enjoying what we're doing. Give us comments. Tell your family, tell your friends that you're watching Curtain Call on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest TV station in the world. So as a writer, there are things that you just have to have verisimilitude. It has to be believable for the audience. And I was just wondering, do you have any comments about that in your writings?
I try to make it as much like believable. I don't try to go too so that you don't believe that it's gonna happen unless it's a story that needs to be so outlandish that that you get sucked in to believe everything. For the most part, my stuff is a lot more realistic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's important that we keep the realism in the writing as well as the directing. Do you direct any of your works?
I direct all my work.
Okay, so do I. I direct all my work. I'm actually looking forward.
I direct the actual production, the feature festival for my reading.
Okay. I'm actually looking forward to the day when I can see somebody else actually direct my work. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
Actually, it's a really fun experience. A friend of mine did a play of mine down South Carolina. It was called Blindsided Wedding. And he did a whole stage production of it. It was great. And then I had a play done. Actually, a couple plays done in Houston, the Black Theater Festival.
Okay. So, just out of curiosity, the people who submit scripts for the reading table, how does that work?
So what they do is they submit a script, and the deadline is February 28th. And then from February 28th until about June 1st, our judges recall the play and for them, and then with decision on the 45 plays that we're going. And so when they get read at the theater festival, the director, the playwright chooses the director, and the two of them together pick actors and actresses to perform the play. The playwright not direct their own play because they need to hear the words. Because the goal is that eventually somebody else will be able to do your work.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to let it go and let somebody else direct it and get to see it. And then the playwright is also in charge of advertising their own play, getting people to come, and because they have to be on it, just like you have to do it in real life. You have to, because if you don't promote yourself, ain't nobody gonna see your play.
This is true.
We're still having a difficult time hearing. Um, um,
Yes, the
I'm
audio.
so sorry, but no, I only have one good thing.
Right. Well, that's not an issue anymore. It's just cutting in and out. Like there's a disruption in the Wi-Fi or something. Is what it's sounding like. But that's okay. We heard a little bit of what you said, particularly the part about being your own promoter, being your own cheerleader, the creative ways that you are able to promote yourself. So you are like your own production company, from the writing to the promotion to ticket sales to what are the kind of venues. I was reading in your bio where you said one or more of your productions supports Catholic charities. So are you getting a lot of support from the churches, from Black churches? Like who are your supporters? Where is that extra support coming from so that you can actually have your production seen?
So, okay, my church family is one of my biggest supporters. I let them know that I'm doing play, and they're ready to buy tickets automatically. Then also, my sorrows are also there. And I have, a huge network of family and friends, and I send it out to them, and I let them know, and I drive everybody crazy and let them know social media. And I tell all of my actors, look, let everybody what you're doing, where you're going, and stuff. The more they promote it with, and I talk about it, tag them, and we take cast photos, and like I have this T-shirt that I have on deal with it. People were walking around with the T-shirt on, pictures and everything. So people knew what was happening. So people would ask, "Oh, what's that?" So yeah, you have to be your own cheerleader, without a doubt.
Right.
And
Right.
then you go, and then
I'm
your
just
own
curious.
team,
I know
team of people
here in Detroit, theater has taken like a two-pronged avenue here in Detroit. You've got the so-called urban circuit type plays, and then you've got your theater, like you would have your classics like Raising in the Sun, Pearly Victorious, Amen Corner, those type of plays, and you've got an audience that will go to those who won't go to your urban circuit plays, and it's very difficult to get the urban circuit plays audience to attend
The classics.
the classics and those type of plays. Is that something that you've experienced in North Carolina?
certain extent, yes, but also for me or around this area, we blend it all in together. So one example is like Hillside High School, which is the high school I went to, and also Tracy there, and Andre Talley went there, April Jones went to. And that school, when people, when they were doing a play, everybody went to the play, whether you had a child in school or not. It was just like, oh, Hillside's doing a play. They're doing what play? Oh, I'm going. And you got not one child in the play, but it didn't matter. And so people went to go see Fences, and people went to see A Killer and the Thief. And so they went to go see all types of plays. And actually, the former drama teacher, Mr. Wendell Cass, he actually did 1 year, and the color purple. He had been known to bring in celebrities to his show. But when he did the color purple, he actually brought Danny Glover. And
Okay.
he also brought in Mary Alice. She played Suge. So I mean, he brought in actual celebrities to come see the opening night of
Okay,
Color Purple.
It
And
always
it was sold
helps,
out.
whether you're doing a classic or an urban play, to have some celebrity. That helps with the self promotion as well.
And also a lot of my actors are actually their own little celebrities. Like I have people who say, "Oh, I'm going to go see this play because such is in it," because they are like that good. Actors are so good that they should be on Broadway.
I
We missed most
yeah,
of
we
that.
we
I mean.
we we're having a difficult time hearing.
So that's why I'm trying to read your lips. I am, and I'm pretty successful. That's why because I'm looking at the monitor to see you. But that's okay. We're getting the bits and pieces that we can and put it together.
I've been typing this.
Right.
So where I know you mentioned promoting yourself in person. Like, where can we find you on your socials? Is it Instagram, YouTube? Are you?
I'm on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I need to be better on. I try better. But actually, funny that you say that. So next month, I'll find out if my project got enough for Broadway World or regional awards. And if we did, everybody's gonna know about it because I'm gonna everybody to vote. So just know, you'll get a text saying, "Hey, I need to vote for my play. This is who you need to vote for." And I'll tell everybody on how to vote. Because I've actually won that a couple of times, which is really cool and stuff.
Okay.
Y'all
sorry,
know
Renee.
what I'm
We're
saying.
missing
sorry.
all of it.
Yeah.
I know you had a deal with somewhere and people can vote and you've won it before and that's about it. That's everything else was just so sorry about this. The connection is just really bad. Yeah.
I feel like we need to do this.
It's not volume so much as it is, it's a signal. It's not,
Yeah,
you're not coming through.
like
dropping
I
out.
feel
Right.
all over again.
And then-
all over again.
sometimes you're freezing too. So
Yeah.
it reminds me of 2020, the Zoom classes, right?
Right.
You're on mute, but no, it's not that. It's just it's like the connection is not good. Yeah,
And it sounds like some really good
for
information
sure.
and some good discussion going on here. What I've been able to pick up.
Right.
I know the whole idea of self-promoting is a thing that we here have to take very seriously in terms of the theater we do here in Detroit, and I'm pretty sure it's the same way pretty much everywhere, unless you're on Broadway, off Broadway.
Right.
Self-promotion for particularly black theater is an ongoing process. And for those of us who are playwrights, directors, stage managers, lighting technicians, marketing professionals, and front office, all of us, those of us who do it all, we have experiences to bring and to share. And it sounds like you've got some really good experiences to share as well.
I'm wondering if in the last 20 minutes so that we have left, if we could do the audio via telephone. You still be on camera if you mute your computer and then call Mr. Douglas, and so your sound will be coming from the phone and then your video will be coming from your computer. I'm wondering if that will work. It should work.
Okay.
Let's try that. So mute your computer and then we can get some audio, and that would be Great. And then you can tell us again about that deal that you have and how we can connect with you outside of this podcast on your social media and maybe on YouTube. Oh, nope, that's going to. Nope, that's not going to work.
Oh, I don't think this is going to work either because we hear ourselves
Yeah,
and we're getting.
yeah. So hang up.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's just try it this way, and see how that works. Continue with this. Again, one of the things I'm interested in is the North Carolina Black Theater Company and how they are managing to be successful throughout North Carolina. And I know you've worked with them. I know that the International Black Theater Festival is an outgrowth of that company. Hello? Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, but
It's going to echo. It's not going to work.
it's gonna echo. It's not gonna work.
Okay, so we can hear us. Did you hear my question?
Turn that
No,
on.
I missed that.
Okay, so I was one of the. Okay, so we're gonna try this. Okay, we're gonna hang up again and try to and make this work through the system itself. I'm not on camera either.
Okay.
Okay. Now, can you hear me?
Maybe. Because we don't have video either.
We don't have video.
Okay. But the last time this happened, she could hear us.
Can you hear me?
Send a text. Put a thumbs up in the chat.
Right.
Technology is amazing when it works.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, looks like we got a
Bear
message
with
coming
us,
in.
audience.
We have a message coming in from Miss Renee Nixon, playwright from Durham, North Carolina. That's how you're supposed to say it. Okay, perfect.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
So, I'm going to ask again. One of the things that I'm curious about is the success, how the North Carolina Black Theater Company, North Carolina Black Repertory Theater, maintains the success, and because I think that's one of the things that all black theater companies across the country have to deal with, whether they're professional, non-profit, community-based, maintaining an audience and maintaining a level of success year in and year out. Can you respond to that? We can't hear.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna let you know
Texting.
what her response is.
We're using all the different platforms of media here. No, we cannot hear you.
No, we cannot hear you. We can't hear anything now,
And we don't have video of you either.
and we don't have video.
The suspense. Okay. Oh, good. So Renee has written us a response.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you going to read it, Mr. Douglas? Or would you
Okay,
like for me
so
to?
the question I asked was about the North Carolina Black Repertory Theater Company and how they maintain their success year in and year out. And her response is the company has a large audience because they've been doing stuff for years and they have a large base. So when you've got a supportive base that's used to doing good work, you will get much like the Detroit Repertory Theater. You go there, you see shows year in, year out. This is their 68th year, and it's always almost a full house whenever you go. So that base is significantly important. I would say to those who are starting out theater companies in various locations, it's important to get off to a good start with a good season of plays. One of the things I think that's important for us to promote, and Renee, you can speak to this as well. I've always believed that we have a mixture of the classics, a good comedy, a good drama, and something new, something fresh. Because once you get that base, that base will support the new works as well. And they'll let you know whether that new work will grow from there or should go back on the shelf and start over again. Renee, do you have anything to say about that? I know when we were doing theater with the Hope Repertory Theater, we would do a classic, we would do a musical, we'd do a youth play. It's something new every year as well. Renee?
She's typing.
Okay.
There we go.
She agrees with what I'm saying. I think we should do some of everything, and we shouldn't just limit ourselves to do black theater. We have a lot of experience as us as people. This is so true. It is good to experience doing theater. I mean, doing theater, period. I had the pleasure of playing. That's right. She said she'll be black today, and we're black every day. So our life experience, our life is in is an experience,
Yes,
which
indeed.
is so true, especially now, today. Black experience is a story worth telling, as it is right now. The overall theater experience, like Stacy was saying, her experiences were with musicals, major musicals. What were some of those musicals you did?
Oh, in my youth, there was the classics: Oliver, Sound of Music, South Pacific,
Right, right.
Fame, then The
Right.
Wiz, Hair, and then as I
Right,
got older,
right.
then
And my experiences
Yeah.
included Medea, Antigone. I was the early
but now you know you can't say Medea around black folk, and they know what you're
Not,
talking about.
no, okay,
Not
not
Tyler
Medea.
Perry's Medea, but Medea.
Euripides'
yes,
Medea.
mythology.
Right,
yes.
Greek
You gotta
mythology,
be-
Medea,
Right.
Creon's daughter, Medea.
yes.
No, that was Antigone. I've done played R.P. McMurray in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Yes.
Nest and Earl of Kent and King Lear.
Well,
So-
you know, Robert, these days, with community theaters that are forward thinking, they're starting to do a lot more blind casting. And
Rep does that a lot.
And yes, and Stagecrafters has started to do that a little bit more. I'm sure some of the other Rose Above has done that, but you know, when you're doing things that require characters, like the last show that they did was the Addams Family, then of course, you know, with makeup and things, you can have this. But the blind casting, I think the first play, well, it was a TV play that I remember blind casting on that was just so like wow, forward thinking, was Cinderella, when Brandy was Cinderella and Whitney Houston was the fairy godmother, and then the prince was Asian, and then somebody else was, and people were just like, oh my god, they can't do that. But now it's you know, 20 years later, it's becoming more and more acceptable, and it gives us exposure to not just our shows, but and us doing other shows as well. Yeah.
Renee says she has no problem with blind casting,
Yeah.
depending on the script. And she'll be honest. She thinks there should be still only be a few white people in the color purple.
Yeah.
And the same thing
Right.
for the Wiz.
Oh, for sure.
I don't-
Have you ever seen those videos where rural school districts are doing the whiz. I'm like, why are you doing that?
Right. I'm not
Some
ready. She said
things
she's not
have to
ready
be
for
historically
a
correct.
white scarecrow or a
Or
white
wizard, yeah, not
Wizard,
ready,
yeah.
not ready. Yeah, I agree. And I'm not mad. Like if I don't
Right.
get cast for a role that was,
Mm-hmm.
written for a white woman, then okay. Sometimes it has to be for a white woman. You
Right,
just can't
right.
get around it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but yeah, blind casting is something that we can do. There are a lot of shows, particularly new shows
Mm-hmm.
that people haven't seen, that you can get away with blind casting, and it works just fine. I know the rep does it quite frequently,
Mm-hmm.
blind casting, where it doesn't matter the race of the character
Mm-hmm.
in the show, because it's all about the human elements
Yes.
of those characters, and we're all human. Although some people may not think that way, but that's a whole different subject,
Right.
a whole different genre.
That's a different podcast.
A whole different podcast altogether.
Yes.
Renee, so are you going to be active? Are you actively involved in the upcoming International Black Theater Festival? Are you submitting a work yourself to for the productions, for the main stage productions, should I say, as well as the readers' table? And one other question I want to ask, and you can answer all these for me. When I submit, should I submit something for the main stage and something different for the table, for the readers' table? How should I approach that?
And we're gonna wait for her response while she's typing
Yeah.
that. It's interesting to me, Robert, that the International Black Theater.
In a festival,
How did it end up in Durham and Raleigh, Durham?
I think it ended up there based on what I've read. Leon Hamlin is his name, I think. Started it, and that's where he was.
Ah, okay.
And I think it again with an outgrowth of. You can answer these for us, Renee.
Yep, she got it.
An outgrowth of. It's in Winston Salem.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Leon Hamlin, and it's in Winston
Winston
Salem.
Salem. Okay.
It's not in Durham or
All right,
Raleigh.
all
It's in
right.
Winston Salem. Okay.
Back it up to.
And she says she is going to submit this year a play for the main stage.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll get through. Yes, let's hope
Yes,
so.
we do hope so.
And but yeah, Leon Hamlin started the international. For a while, I think it was just a National Black Theater Festival.
Okay.
When I first heard about it. She also says, okay, quite an extensive answer. So what you should do for submitting, if you're going to submit for main stage, it has already been produced, videotaped before the end of the year. Submissions are already open for the Florida main stage. You would submit for the Reader Theater is the play that has not been produced. For the Readers Theater, the play that has not been produced that you want to get read,
Oh, that's
that
the
you
difference.
want to hear.
Okay.
You
Okay.
ought to submit Joy Road for that.
We never got Joy Road on stage.
You know, Joy Road is,
Oh,
is yet
wow.
to be produced.
Okay.
But Grandma Rogers, and I think I do have a videotape of Grandma Rogers. I'm not that particularly fond of
Yeah, the
the
production.
videotape itself.
Yeah.
But the show was Grandma Rogers.
Okay.
And you know how well that went. Well, that's some good information to have, Renee. And I really want to apologize
Yes.
for all the technical issues that we've had. But from what I could hear, it was a very good discussion.
Amazing. Yes.
Hopefully, maybe we can have you back. We'd like to get
Yes, for
Leon on, or whoever is in charge of the International Black Theater Festival coming up. And as well as we're planning on getting our contact person together, Robert K. Douglas on the show as well. So maybe we can get you back in one of those settings where we don't have technical issues, and we can explore further your experiences in theater.
Yes, and maybe even talk about your novel.
Exactly, the novel and other things that you've done and accomplished. So thank you for joining us today.
Yes.
Thanking you for being so gracious throughout these trials that we've had with the technical difficulties, and we hope to be able to talk to you again sometime soon. So people out there, you've been watching Curtain Call, our podcast all about theater. So streaming live on YouTube on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest TV station in the world. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening.
Good night.